And we are here in the last Wednesday, Black History Month of 2025. We just want to tell everybody it's Black History 365, all the way live. We thumbed up and down the drive.
What?
Yeah, the drive, driving the street,
Okay.
all that good
Sure.
stuff.
Hey, it's Tatiana.
And it's Michael, and she jumped the gun.
Did.
All right. So we hope everybody else would jump the gun and come on over to www.watch4, the number 4, thehook.com. Legacy Greater Than Me is still rolling off the
Yeah.
shelves.
It's such a wonderful product.
And if you ain't got one, you're missing out.
Black and gold.
Yeah, like I even got on just the alternative version. If you're
Oh,
watching the
yeah.
video on my hoodie, you know what I'm saying? We can do other things, but we just want y'all to get into the groove. Like you say, it's Black History 365
Yeah.
every day, all day. So we're gonna just start off today with talking about we read an article. Me and Mr. Parker read an article,
hmm
and they basically said that, starting a entrepreneurship business isn't risky.
Anymore.
That's a lie.
Didn't they say anymore?
Anymore.
Anymore.
We want
Okay.
to say that's a lie.
Yeah. I would. Okay. Okay. So this is like where you start to poke, holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
So we read the article today, right?
Yes, man, we did.
So there's a date you read it, a date it was released,
Yes.
and a date it was actually written. I'm wondering if this article was written pre-election.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. And I'm also gonna say there are things that are written and then they are titled to spark your interest.
Clickbait?
Yes. For us being business owners and been in business for multiple years, having family members that have been in business for multiple years, for them to say it's less risky for us in 2025
Yeah,
than let's say for somebody in 1960,
yeah.
I still think that's not true.
It's a 65-year difference.
Yeah. And guess what ain't changed?
Everything in the middle.
Exactly. It's
The
still
dash. The dash hasn't changed.
exactly.
Dash.
So we've discussed these things a numerous amount of times. Let's go back right now. Why are they cutting out DEI?
Mm.
Let's keep it a buck. DEI helped small
It
business
did. It did.
owners who are minorities gain access to capital.
Yeah,
That's
it
rule
did.
number one.
Even in corporate, it helped minorities, be it race or gender. It helped level the playing field for minorities.
Exactly. So you can't tell me in 2025 they already cutting you off at the knees.
Gone.
It's less risky.
Playing
You
field.
got my feet.
Right. Playing field ain't level. Now you're no longer invited to the playing field. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
You ain't
got
even at the
stopped
playing
at
field.
the gates.
Yeah. And they're gonna change it so much where you don't even know where the field is at. You need directions.
Oh, they are
We
doing that.
we've had this conversation. So let us stay on topic, right?
Yes.
Let us stay on topic.
What the topic
It ain't
is,
risky anymore. They
they
didn't use
lying.
double negatives anymore.
They lying to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna let them lie to y'all. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. We keep preaching. What's the most valuable thing you cannot get back?
Your time.
Your time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been a business owner and you still out here hustling, you still out here working, you still out here, let's damn near call it slaving. Ain't no way you tell them it's less risky.
Yeah.
It
But
ain't.
so when you and I were talking, we were talking about perception, right?
6 and a 9.
Yeah, we were talking about perception. So, you can look at it like they're saying it's less risky now. Is it because people feel like I'm going to take that leap of faith? I'm going to do it. I'm going to start this business. Or are people doing this in addition to their 9 to 5? Which at that point, yes, it does make it less risky. But where where do you observe the risk? It's in the beginning before it happens.
That Bank of Parker beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also think about it for you and me. We still work our regular jobs.
Yes, we do.
We still entrepreneurs 365,
We are.
24/7. Because like I'm telling you, this real estate shit, just different.
It's real
It's
different.
real
It's
different.
turn your hair gray different.
It's different, different. But we still a business owner.
Yeah, we are.
That clock don't go off.
It doesn't.
And so when we looking at that aspect, are we not risking a lot?
We're risking a lot.
'Cause it's a lot of things on the line.
Listen, we're risking more than I'm prepared to speak on. Like,
Even let's just
we're
mention,
risking the risk. This was risky.
even for Watch for the Hook, when we look at the
Mhm.
numbers, we've risked thousands,
Yeah, you risk.
thousands of dollars
You
every
risk.
year.
It's a risk.
And guess what has changed? The tax laws.
Yeah.
Since
Oh God,
2020
yeah.
to 2025, Ms. Parker will sit there and attest every damn year.
Yeah.
They change what you can get, what you can account for, what you can tax write off,
Yeah.
what you can get back. And then they say, that's your problem.
You chose to assume this risk.
So is it less risky when you losing money, when you losing time, when you losing sleep?
Or is it just a perception of risk? Because there are full, you can do a full e-commerce platform versus in 1960, right?
Mm-hmm.
The business was essentially a storefront,
Yes.
a brick and mortar.
Yes.
Well, now you have social media platforms to serve as kind of a medium, a space where you can operationalize and function after the hours of 5 p.m., right?
So you saying you can have less overhead
Yes.
without having a storefront.
Yes.
Okay.
But does that make you any less of a business owner? Some might say yes, some might say no. So they could be looking at it like that, like, oh, you don't have to go and sit at, the counter and wait for customers to come in. You can check your app and
Mm-hmm.
watch the sales come in. But you still have to you have to be mentally prepared to assume the risk. Because if it fails, if it flops, then now your ego is hurt.
You hear them crickets?
Yeah,
We talked about them crickets.
yeah,
Just ain't nothing louder than silence.
yeah. But you also have to keep in mind that like in the 60s, their perspective of just from like documentaries I've watched, I love that stuff, right?
Knowledge.
Yeah, their perspective of owning a business or going into business was their 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's even why. Like even you made me think of something.
That was big shit.
Yeah. Even thinking about like with us in the real estate business, and all of the data and the forms and the documents me and you have read about what we've gotten into
Yeah.
dealing with my grandparents. You know what I never once saw?
What?
A statement for advertising.
No, no. Word
Never
of mouth.
once.
Had to have been word of mouth.
Never once.
There were no social media platforms. There were no website records.
I never even saw it, but they paid to even have put in the paper.
No, no, no. And that could have been their thought process or the time period that they were in or the freaking location of the property.
Hey, what you say? You drive by, you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We might not have never put a leasing sign out there.
yeah. But was it less risky for them?
Hey, they had to be mentally prepared to assume their risk because that, my friends, was life risk,
Yeah.
especially for double minorities,
Yeah.
African Americans, a female,
Yeah.
50% of it was female. So
And come to find out, she was always the brain.
she was brain.
She
Love
she
her.
was a shrewd nigga, boy. I'm telling you. I'll tell you, if she'd ever met my grandmama, boy, she'd be like, y'all,
We'd been besties.
yeah, y'all AKAs, y'all all shrewd, y'all think alike like
We've
that.
been besties. Get to the point and get there quick.
Like even just think about Papa George. That storefront we drive by all the
Yeah.
time when we visit Brinkley.
Yeah.
You see that location.
Mhm.
It was on the corner.
Yeah, it was on the main
Yeah.
main drag.
Yeah, it was on the main drag for a reason.
So what are you advertising for?
But you say they already there.
They there. And don't let a train come by
and
and back
stop
the traffic up.
and back up.
Child, everybody came in the store. I met all of the people.
What
Okay.
you say, back that thing up like juvenile.
Yeah, all the people come in. They was like, "Well, we were stopped by this train, so we may as well come on in here and look at these garments. Look at
Exactly.
this jewelry. Look at this furniture, right?
Yeah,
Oh, we getting ready for our family reunion. Can you print this for me? Can you make this for me? Can you create this for me?" Shoot, yeah, he had it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So even like for that article, we're still sitting up here talking about misconception that is less risky.
Right.
And we're like, ain't no storefront.
No,
The word of mouth has now changed
that that doesn't exist.
because those people who were there integrated in those communities
Yeah.
have been gone.
Yeah.
And unfortunately have been long gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
talking about my grandma. My grandma been dead since 91.
Yeah.
You talking about Papa George? Papa George been gone a long
Yeah.
time.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, 6.
Yeah,
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 because I lost my great-grandmother. Yes, I knew my great-grandmother
yeah.
and my great-grandfather.
I met your great grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't
I
fun.
knew that, like, I knew them, like, pictures with them,
And
like,
that's crazy.
grew up with them.
The girls in the same situation.
Yeah.
Big mama.
Yeah, so my great-grandmother passed in '05, Papa George passed in '06, and my dad passed in '07.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, knew them.
And so and this article has sparked this interest in us because we are trying to give you all an interpretation of going back decades,
Yeah.
even to decades that we wasn't even around in.
I
Like,
I wasn't there in the
yeah,
'60s.
we grew in the
Mm-mm.
60s because
Mm-mm.
we've read history.
Yeah.
We've understood history from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. You know, I'm 70s baby is by just a hair, but it's 70s baby. Okay.
Hours.
Now, 10 days. 10 days. I snuck in there. Y'all cannot take it away from me.
10 times 24 is 240 hours.
And what they say, I'm in
Hold on.
there like
It depends
swimwear.
on what time you came on the 21st. It might be less than 240
And
hours.
some in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Still
you
there.
had 8 hours left in the
Yeah,
day.
still there. So,
Yeah.
but what we're doing is we're going through history and trying to understand, was that article we read accurate statement? Now, this is the thing.
Right.
It's all up into interpretation
It is.
because if we were not business owners,
In
that
various faucets,
that article would run right by us.
it would have. I would have blew right through it. I don't care. We see it and we like, hold on. What you
Yeah, hold
mean?
on, screw. What you
What
mean?
you mean?
What you
What is that? Is no longer risky? Like what?
'Cause my bank account said it's been damn risky.
Otherwise, bank account says otherwise.
Bank account, as my wife said, the gray hairs in my head, chinny chin chin. Shit. Listen, you ain't worried about something if there's not a risk involved.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't, okay, let me put it like this. You're not worried about something if you ain't got shit on the line. That's it right there. Forget sugarcoating it. Risk involved. No, no, shit on the line.
What you say?
Okay.
What's the old adage? You bet the house in the farm?
Yeah, yeah. All the things. Okay.
Listen, house in the farm
Mhm.
is real. I ain't got a farm, but the house in the farm is for real.
Right,
Like
right,
this
right,
real
right,
deal.
right.
Like we ain't bullshitting.
No.
Like people can talk about your business and say whether or not the amount of money you make determines whether it's a business or a hobby.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Or um some may equate it to ROI. Some may equate it to channels and avenues that you use. Some may equate it to time that you put in it, right?
Yes, yes,
Right?
most definitely.
Right.
And when you hear that sometimes from me, I don't take it lightly
Hmm.
because when I look at like we do this podcast, we've been doing this podcast going on 3 years
Yeah.
almost.
And we've been talking about lots of things.
Lots of
Okay.
things.
Still
Zero,
got more to talk about.
zero repeats.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's not a hobby to us because of the love that we put into it.
Yeah.
Has it been profitable? No.
No. No.
But when you get people to tell you, man, I checked y'all out,
Yeah.
man. Bruh, sis, man, y'all hit us with some knowledge, man. It made us start thinking about things different. Also can find it, www watch for the number 4thehook.com. We've been doing this
Yeah.
stuff for years for a reason. And when we go through and we look at it, we're like, this ain't just a hobby.
No.
Watch for the Hook podcast ain't a hobby. The business ain't a hobby.
Nope.
Real estate game is not a hobby. These are actual businesses we decided to get into because of the love that we have for wanting to
Right.
be entrepreneurs.
Right.
And so a lot of times that's another misconception that people be like, if you ain't making all this money, it ain't a business, it's a hobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to push back a little bit
Yeah. You do.
because it takes time. Like I say, we've told y'all this hundreds of times. I'm gonna say hundreds because we in episode 142.
Yeah.
Some of the people you see that are great business people, this ain't their first rodeo.
No. And I think that right there speaks volumes to the whole counter argument to risk or not.
Yeah.
It's not their first one.
Nope.
So if it's not their first one, that means the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many failed or they simply stopped. Okay? So if it failed, then there was risk.
Yes.
If they stopped for whatever reason, typically that means there was some risk. Now they're on iteration number 5. They assumed a new risk. However, they assumed this new risk with a different level of education, a different level of knowledge, a different level of experience.
And then what we as a customer or consumer sees is them succeeding.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you see.
Yeah. You
You
see
see
the
the IG
success.
reel. What you say, the highlight reels?
Yes.
You see the highlight reels. Yeah.
I don't see the damn near pulling the hair out, them going
Day in, day out.
going back to lenders asking for extra money,
Yeah.
being like, hey,
Big project, little project, you
yeah,
know?
be like, hey, I need an extra 35, 45,000 above the budget you already given me because something else happened. And the lender's probably like, all right, still on you.
Yeah. And they're assuming that risk.
And they like, yeah, we know it's on us,
Yeah.
but we betting the house in the
So they may give you that risk, right?
Yep.
They might put some additional constraints around it.
Man, they gonna be like, it's gonna be a little extra more.
Yeah.
We gonna tack on a little bit more interest.
Yeah, you sure right. Because we floating this for
Yeah.
you.
That
Yeah.
first number was at 8%. Oh, this extra, that's at 10.5.
Or, I mean, hell, if you want to be honest, you can say 8.5. Listen, let me tell you, them 0.5s be adding up.
Shit, yeah.
So you're gonna see a significant difference in 0.5, especially if you're going into something already on high risk alert, right?
Yes.
Your pocketbook really can't match it, but
Yes.
you stretching yourself thin because you got to see this thing through.
Shout out to Nate. That my boy Nate lied. You see it through, baby. See it through. But yeah, no, that's dead serious. And a lot of people just don't understand. Business world, stock markets, gambling houses. They all the same.
Yeah,
Tell you.
right. Fluctuating, they haven't what they call it, ebb and flow,
Every flow.
ebb and flow.
Hey, what you don't realize, everybody rolling dice.
Yeah,
Some of them are literal physical dice. Some of them are interpreted dice, and some of them are illogical dice. People are gambling every hour
house and
on that
farm.
house and the phone all day, every day.
What you
Listen,
say?
house and phone
If
all day, every day.
listen. I know I got my take us outline right here, but I ain't even gonna say it right now. I just
Oh,
got to remember it to the end.
listen, what we trying to get you to understand is people can tell you, man, it's easy to start a business.
To
This line is actually kind of true.
It is. I agree.
I say
I
kinda because unless you ain't
agree.
got your money to start a business, then you can't start one.
I agree. Yeah.
Or if your credit ain't right, you can start a business on credit. We been
I
talking about
agree.
that.
I
Fix your
agree.
fix your personal credit
Yeah,
first,
I
then
agree.
your business credit second. But yeah, people talk about that. It's easy to start a business. The problem is the second part of that sentence is it's hard as hell to maintain one.
Yep. Sustain. It's
And
rough.
then the last part of that sentence is, and it's damn so hard to stay in business and be profitable.
Oh, that's really hard right there. That's when you have to find it moxie.
That's when you gonna figure out if you can survive the hooks.
Yeah,
Cause that 2 piece in the biscuit hurts.
that gumption, that
But then
moxie.
thing is, you catch hooks whenever they come. Hooks don't take days off. They don't take
No,
hours off.
no.
They don't take time off because oh, I heard that Michael and Tatiana don't feel like this today.
Yeah,
That hook said, fuck them and
yeah. It's crazy
fired out.
because usually the hooks come when you trying to take a break. You're trying to rest. Then you
The
get
hook
that dumb text message. You're like,
the
what?
hooks come when you say, I can't take no more.
Yeah, yeah,
And then here comes
yeah.
2 piece and biscuit in your ass right upside your forehead and
Yeah.
your lip.
The hooks catch you when you're like least guarded. Yeah,
Or
it's
when you
crazy.
just, as you just said, when you are worn out
Woed out.
mentally and physically,
Mhm.
you are like, I'm on my last breath.
Yep.
And the hook said, bitch.
Yep. That's it right there. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to hear that line because you
It's
got
really nothing fabulous, but
uh-uh. I need
it
to
just
hear
is what
that.
it is.
I mean, I really appreciate you, Miss Parker, getting into the nitty gritty with us about this risque or less
Yeah.
risky to start businesses in 2025 when the world is telling you otherwise.
Yeah. That's right.
Hit us with it, Miss Parker.
So listen, check this out. If you out here making moves or trying to make moves, you're gambling, right?
Yep.
If you gambling, you're out here being risky. That's it.
Hey, catch y'all next time.